Today's topic is something that I'm very passionate about. In fact, it is something that I'm very consciously practicing in my current life reality. So, what am I talking about? I am talking about the deep, innate, primal instinct that we all have. That little inner voice that does not have any words. I am talking about intuition. Hello people, thank you so much for stopping by to my channel. If you're new, please do like and subscribe and show some love and support. It's so important to understand what really intuition is. What am I really talking about? I say it's actually one of the first steps towards your inward journey, towards exploring your own divine self. It is also seeing situations through the eyes of your soul. I say it is also a link between your higher self and your body. I'm sure that you must have been at a place, a circumstance, or you've met somebody, but there's something about the situation or that person that tells you that something is very wrong about it, something doesn't seem right, something is so off, but you couldn't figure out what is it. What's that feeling that you feel, and you shut it off because it did not seem to have any logic. It did not make any sense in that present situation. You could not understand that awareness that was coming to you from the expanded state of mind, which was actually from the very larger picture that you and me can understand in the present situation. For some of us, we can hear our inner voice very loud and clear, but there are some who have probably gotten numb to it. That inner voice has been shut off so often that that connection with their own self has kind of weakened. Now let me tell you, that connection never really dies off. It is always there. It's just like a muscle that we need to practice. And just for example, how you have a muscle that you're probably working out, and you have a muscle that you're working on, and if you don't attend to it very often, and then it just dies off. That's exactly how intuition is. It doesn't really die off. It's always there. It just kind of gets weakened. I'm sure that you have been in a circumstance, a place, or you've met somebody where something just feels so off that you can't make sense, and because you can't make sense of it, you start looking for logic, you start self-doubting, you start to ignore the signs, and that voice tells you to run, or to stop, or to not go that way, to do something else, and to not do this. But somehow we shut it off. We ignore the signs. But then the signs just get louder and louder. And then in the long run you realize, oh, that's exactly what I felt about it in the first place. That's exactly what I thought about it. That's exactly what I thought that I should do, but then I didn't. And I'm sure that we all pay a price for making such decisions when we don't act on our intuition. There's also another reason why we probably tend to ignore the signs or shut it off, is also because there are times when going by your intuition will upset people around you, or it will disrupt your current plans that you probably kind of building it all in your mind. And that's when you kind of compromise on your intuition. And now let's understand, how do we really recognize intuition? Part of it is actually building a relationship with your intuition. It's actually a journey, it's a process. Like I said, it's actually a muscle to work on. For different people, intuition works very differently. For some people, it would be body sensations. It could be some rush of energies, rush of emotions, or sensation in your abdomen, your tummy, something's wrong, migraines or headache, something is telling you that it's just not a very good situation to be in. It could be in form of vision. Some people can actually see signs. Some people can probably also hear whispers in their ears. It's just different for different people. So it's important that you actually make a connection with it. You tap in that awareness. You pay attention, pay more attention. Ask yourself, what is it that you're feeling? Why is it that you're feeling? Where is it coming from? What is it telling you? Listen, hear, be more attentive. And now let's talk about strengthening your intuition. Just have enough awareness and allow it space, give it space and allow it to grow, nourish it, nurture it, and most importantly, trust it. Please do not disregard any negative emotions or feelings that you may feel. You're not paranoid. Your body is built to pick on bad vibrations. Your body is built to feel and understand energies around you. Do not disregard anything. And just because you want to see good in others, do not ignore the red flags. Unfortunately, you will pay for it. Listening to your gut is so important, even if the decisions that you want to make seem difficult, because in the long run you will get a confirmation that bang on, you did a good job. Good that you acted on your intuition. Also, very importantly, I think it's important to go back and really realize and analyze if how many times that you really make decisions on a daily basis through that space, through understanding what is a pattern that you follow. I think it's also important to take a step back and understand your childhood patterns. What was it like for you to grow up as a child? What kind of environment did you have? Were you nourished and nurtured to take decisions from your intuitive side? Did your mothers value and cherish their own intuitive side and passed that on to you? If yes, then it's a brilliant thing. But if not, then it's important that you now make that first contact with your inner self, so that the inner voice, that whisper of the inner voice, becomes a scream. So that's it, my loves, from my side for today. And let me know in the comment section how did you feel about this video, and also let me know what would you want me to do next, and I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you. Stay safe, take care, stay connected. Bye.